Guys, I want you to understand that our mind don't understand the difference between what's imagined and what's real. And I'm gonna prove it to you. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night feeling like you're falling, from a cliff, or just woken up because of a nightmare? We have all tried that before, including myself. And why are we waking up in the middle of the night? Because of a dream, because we feel like we're falling. It's because our mind actually believes it's real. Our mind actually believes that the nightmare that we have is real. Because why else would it wake up in the middle of the night? That doesn't really make sense. It wakes up because it believes that our dream is true. Because when you wake up because of a nightmare, you're probably sweating, your heart is pounding out there, and you're full of adrenaline. That's because that your mind believes what you just dreamed about was real. Because if it didn't do that, why would it wake up in the middle of the night? Why would it feel all those emotions? It's because it believes it's real. And I'll give you another example. Try to think of your favorite food, the food that you love more than anything else on this planet. You naturally becomes hungry. Seriously. When I think of my favorite food, I naturally becomes more hungry. And that's kind of how the placebo effect works. And if you don't know what the placebo effect is, I'll give you a quick example. There were some doctors that were giving their patients sugar pills. Yes, sugar pills made out of sugar. And the doctors told their patients that were really, really sick that those sugar pills were a medicine that would cure them within a day or within a two. And the patient actually believed that the sugar pill that they received were actual medicine, not sugar pills. They truly believed that the pill that they received was the pill that was going to cure them, that was going to cure their sickness. And, because they believed that, then that's what played out in their reality, because they became healthy after a couple of days by just using their imagination. Because sugar pills didn't do anything to them. It was their imagination that cured them. And how crazy is that? By using our imagination to cure our sickness, we can become healthy again. We don't need the medicine. How crazy is that? Just think about it. You can use your imagination for so many different things. And you're probably thinking, how do I know the placebo effect is real? I've tried it myself. There was a time in my life where I just didn't really feel good. And then I heard about the placebo effect and I was like, okay, how can I leverage that in my own life? And then I looked at my table and I saw, okay, I had some mints. Yes, something as simple as a mint. And I was like, okay, let me just take a mint and then imagine myself feeling super good, feeling joy, feeling peace, and feeling love. So I did that over and over again. And after a week or two, I've linked so much pleasure to eating a mint. Now, this has nothing to do with the mint itself, but my imagination. That was what made me feel good. It had nothing to do with the mint. I just linked so much pleasure to the mint so that every time I took a mint, I naturally felt better about myself. I naturally felt more joy. I just naturally felt better. How crazy is that? Something as simple as a mint made me feel better because I believed it would. And it's kind of crazy because we all kind of use the placebo effect on a day-to-day basis. So many people drink coffee and after 2 minutes, they feel the adrenaline of drinking coffee. They feel the caffeine starting to kick in after 2 minutes. But in reality, we can only feel the caffeine after 20 to 30 minutes. So how can we, when we wake up after drinking a coffee, feeling fresh after 2 minutes of drinking a coffee, when it's not physical, like that's not possible. It's because our imagination, we believe that after 2 minutes of drinking a coffee, we feel energized. And we do that by using our imagination. And we all have the power to do that. We all have the power to use our imagination. It's your choice. And now that you know that you can use your imagination to literally change your reality and literally get different results in life, why not just, imagine yourself living your dream life? Why not imagine yourself getting your dream job at that job interview? Why not imagine everything going the way that you want to? Why not imagine yourself being able to speak to that girl? Why not imagine yourself just being capable of everything you put your mind to? Because that will literally happen if you just impress it in here over a couple of weeks. Then your mind will start to believe that it's actually real. Just like the placebo effect example that I gave you before. If you start to believe that the sugar pill will actually cure your sickness, then you will become healthy again. That's how our mind works. So why not leverage it? You have the power to do so. Why not use that power? Most people don't. Most people simply don't know how to use the power of our subconscious mind. And our subconscious mind controls 95% of our reality. Most people try to live their life using their conscious mind, which controls 5% of our reality. Can you hear how ridiculous that sounds? 5% against the rest of 95%. Guess who's going to win? Always their conscious mind. So what I want you to take away from this video is that you can literally create the reality that you want to by just imagining it in here first, seeing it as real, believing that you already live that, and you will get the results accordingly to that. That is how our mind works. And again, I want you to remember that all is mind. See you in the next video. Bye bye.